What's up, everyone? Sorry for the delay.
That
We
was a
have
big delay. Yep.
we just had a little bit of casting trouble, but we've figured things out at this point, I think.
Yep, and everything should be up and good right now. So thank you everyone for joining us. Yep, welcome to being first, Carrot Man. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, well, we've got Blood and Fire. I think Blood only has four people right now. I'm hoping that they can get their fifth back in here in a second. In the booth too is Castle. If you want to say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. Yeah. We've seen Blood only make it 33%. Fire's already at 64%. So now we're just seeing how much MMR that Fire can make off of this. Yeah, 4v5 is very unfortunate. But I don't know if they just dropped or if Blood is going into this with a 4v5. I know they were low on time, and I think the stream probably taking a while made them even lower on time. But hopefully they can get someone in.
Dazzla from Disorient, one of Team Loop's sponsors, is a new addition to Fire. It looks like so far they're doing pretty great for a new player to the league and to Hyperdash in general. Keeping up with most of his fellow teammates there. Really tearing things up with the SMGs as well. Looks like Fire has a Noble set up on the cart, just got taken out by Iska, but Dazzla on the defensive. They're now stacking people on the cart. It is important for Fire to take advantage of the situation and try and get the cart as far as they can, as fast as they can, by stacking people on there and using the number advantage that they have as much as possible. I feel for Blood here, only having four players can be very frustrating. It's very difficult to fight at such a numbers disadvantage, but really, there's not a whole lot you can do besides try and work as a group as much as you can, really slow down Fire as much as you can, get some disruption in here. It looks like Iska has been doing fairly well for themselves in these past few lives, making their way into Fire's front lines, making it difficult to set up completely, getting a good clear on cart. Noble took them out. Rob followed up. Looks like there's one Fire member on the cart right now. There you go. It looks like at this point, Blood, now that they have a spawn advantage since Fire has made it so far down the line of this payload path, has been able to set up a defense. A pretty solid defense at that. Fire is trying to make their way 1 to 3 at a time down the main rail, and it's just not working out. Especially when you ride the rail like that, that's not conducive to making your way all the way to the cart without getting at least shot at. Rob kind of taking a position behind the cart, very sneaky. We'll see if someone hops on. Maybe they'll hop on too. Prevent movement of the cart. As long as a red player's on the cart won't move, even if there's multiple blue players on there. Looks
For
like Gele got a very good clear, though.
anyone that's just joining now, this is what we call the 86% hold. And the reason why this is supposed to be a pretty infamous hold where the cart really can be held for multiple minutes is due to the fact that there are three approach routes, one from each side and from the front. And this is coming straight out of red spawn. So you can see just how effective this is. We have four players on Blood still managing to hold off 5-man group. This is also the point where Blue really needs to start grouping up, and you can see right now they started their first group up and they've realized that trickling no longer works.
Also important to note is that if Fire is able to push around that corner, get the front of the cart to face towards red spawn, that's a huge advantage for Fire, for Blue. Because now red can't just ping them from the spawn, as we saw just there. Hound was trying to get some shots off, but Fire managed to turn the corner. And now they're cruising.
It's cruising. Yep. They can just get some people set up on that shelf area with those two barriers. They can just snipe people coming out of spawn and just keep moving that cart. Continue group ups, and at this point, with 4 minutes remaining, 100% is almost guaranteed.
It's more a matter of time than anything. How quickly can Fire do it, or how long can Blood delay them, rather than a matter of if. It looks like there's
set up those long sight lines.
Yeah, and you got to be careful with standing on cart there. I'm glad that who was that? Henry followed up clearing the cart when a shock went on it, but the shock was able to clear the person standing on cart very easily, even just riding the rail. That's something you got to be careful of.
They're all
Rob
getting
taking
prepared.
a defensive on cart. That's a decent peak spot by Henry, getting a few shots off, but
Wow.
also
Oh,
getting
no.
taken out. Nice
Excellent
Gadget
shot
Man.
by Gadget Man.
I love that we're just seeing one of Blood in that corner at all times. You know they got it locked down.
Almost like I had Flair here.
Mhm. And there we go.
Oh.
Made it to 100 with about 3 minutes left.
But also getting taken out.
Very solid push by Fire.
Yep.
And held Blood at 33% too. It must have been a pretty good defense. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to watch it, but we will be able to watch the second map here, since there is still a chance for Blood to be able to redeem themselves and bring the game to a control point. It'll be difficult, but it's still possible.
We've seen some miracles in Dash League, and I wouldn't be surprised if today is just another one of them. We know that that Fire is a very experienced team along with Blood, even if Blood only has 4 members. They're both teams that have been around for a few seasons at minimum.
Can we also go ahead and bring up that scoreboard real quick?
Oh, yep. Oh, there you go.
Oh, well. Maybe there's like a split-second screenshot that can be taken. I just remember, I think Noble got top kills throughout the map, probably top score too, because they were riding the cart a little bit.
Probably. Oh, it looks like Blood finally got their
there
fifth.
we go. But this is their moment. If they make it through the second map, if they win the second map, it goes to a third, and they still have a chance to win overall.
Absolutely.
This is important.
And Blood is no weak team either. I mean, they're definitely no one that you should be discounting. That last game was not a testament to their strength of only having 4 players. And I hope that we're going to see really. I think this waterway is going to be close. That's what I'm predicting.
I do too, especially because it's so fast. Whichever team has the better opener could be a significant sign of how the match overall is going to go. Because if the opener goes very well for one team or another, that's a point very quickly. If they're able to grab their own button, the middle button, and push forward into the enemy space without losing too many players, then the first point could be over right away before either team has had a chance to get used to each other's strategies.
And adapt. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Castle, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, getting the 5th is insanely significant, especially on domination. You need that 5th player to really get that extra momentum. On payloads, sometimes if you are a little bit more objective focused, you can get the cart moving. We didn't see that happen here just because probably how evenly matched these teams are, but honestly, I think it could swing either way. I know for Blood, they have had a little bit of a roster change from last season. Some of their heavy hitters, notably Hero and Proese, if I'm pronouncing those names right, are here this season. So it should be kind of interesting to see how they adjust and who their new top players are this season. But I mean, every team has to adjust.
Yeah, definitely. We always see between seasons. Just I always love the day the season's over. The roster changes channel is just blown up with like everything of just we had this person, we removed this person. Like this all happens all at once, and every team changes and scrambles. And I think that kind of makes it fun. I think it makes it a little unpredictable. I know losing Hero I was very sad to see on Blood's side. Although I think they're over on Fear now, enjoying that.
And one thing that I really enjoy about Blood is that they have this whole Blood family situation going on. So on the official roster for the team, for the purposes of Dash League, it's a limited number of players, but everyone who's ever been on the team seems to be good friends, and they still talk, maybe are in a server together as well, and still consider themselves a part of like a greater whole, which is kind of a testament to their teamwork and camaraderie.
I love Dazzler and Gadget Man's little finger. Like they're really strategizing. You can see it.
Drawing out on the table. I think the devs really should add like the next up map onto the table. That would be really cool if you could like point at things on there and
you stand here and you don't move.
Mini-map.
Yeah.
I could see like a holographic kind of being pulled up right for the match.
I mean, you see it in the little intro, right? Like when you boot up the game, you see like a little yellow holographic map or something to the left. Like it's a tease. It's a tease to what could be.
We see. It's always also fun to see like who's in charge of like the strategy. You can't hear them, but you kind of like imagine it in your head. Like I can imagine Gadget Man and Dazzler just telling him, giving them role assignments. telling them which routes to take, that type of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I also find it very interesting that, like we said, Dazzler's their newest pickup. I think they literally just picked him up, a couple of days ago. And it seems like he's already fitting right into that commander role, pointing at people, telling them what to do, telling them what they do best at. I love to see it.
Taking the head of the table.
Yeah.
Dazzler does have experience with captaining a team in Larcenauts, and also I think it's
That's
the
true.
top Larcenaut player for like one or two different roles, since that game has like a class system. So he is experienced in VR
I love to see
overall,
it.
which I
Taking
think
the
is a
head of the
testament
table.
to how he's able to. Maybe he was giving an inspirational speech. It looks like Fire's clapping him for him. That's
Beautiful,
funny.
beautiful speech. I'm sure his team is invigorated now, and that they're all ready to go after a beautiful speech like that.
I'm gonna turn that FOV up. Leave it at 60.
You're right. Actually, FOV, turn that. Oh, look at that.
Boy. This is
Beautiful.
like Minecraft.
Now we can see.
Always turn the FOV up on Minecraft.
Oh, look at him! All hail
Oh, yeah.
Dazzler.
Oh, wow. All right.
Let's
Less of a team, more of a cult now.
Maybe. Let's go ahead and check in on the Blood players, see
Yeah,
how they're
let's
doing.
see.
They might just be messing around a little bit while they talk.
Oh, he's staring at the gun.
No, he knows what's
The
coming.
true Hyperdash player there, mesmerized by the floating weapons.
Absolutely. They got to you got to study the gun to use the gun. You have to understand.
Gotta feel Hyperdash flowing through you. Channel it into your match. Good stuff.
Well, let's hope that they get this thing started up here pretty soon.
Yeah, they should only have like a few minutes left in the in-between match buffer. I think they're oh, looks like Blood lost a player temporarily.
Right.
I hope that Snook's able to make it back into the game.
Yes, I would hope so as well.
But I would imagine that Blood will be ready as soon as Snook hops back in. I'd be a little disappointed on behalf of Blood if that wasn't possible. If it ended up being a repeat of the last map.
I would also definitely hate that. I think they can get 5. There's probably just a crash. The one thing that this game is a little prone to crash on, just the quest version for some reason. So it makes it a little common. It's good to get the crashes out before the game starts. Like you want to
right. like the before match jitters, kind of shake it all out.
Yeah, your headset's all nervous. Gotta calm it down. Let it get a little, back into its place. Great. Yeah.
See, Push is in here. Haven't heard from Push yet.
Yeah, Push. You're welcome to join some commentation if you want.
What are your predictions for the waterway coming up?
Well, obviously, if Blood doesn't get another member, Fire is going to be the one to win. Because
Yep.
it is, like you were saying before, I don't remember, so I don't know your voices, but somebody was saying before that it is super integral to have all 5 members on this map, on Waterway, to just hold those buttons down. But let's say they do have all their members. In my opinion, I voiced it before, Waterway, it really comes down to 1v1 skill. For a lot of it, until some niche instances where it's not, but 1v1 skill is the most important thing when it comes to, well, obviously other than teamwork, but yeah, we've seen really good stuff from Noble and really, really good stuff from Henry with those line of sights, and of course we missed a bit of that first match, but I mean, looking at the matchups, probably Fire. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. My prediction would be Fire if all 5 Blood were here still.
Yeah.
Fire have seemed to kept a lot of their heavy hitters from last season, and even with the new addition there, I would say pretty established. I haven't seen too much of Fire. I know Blood last season was very, very strong, but once again, roster changes could mean some changes here. They're still not getting the 5th though.
Yeah,
which is
I know.
concerning.
I'm getting a little nervous. It's weird to bring him in for the between match, but then not the actual match.
There must be some sort of like internet issue or something on Snook's end.
Yeah.
But I think we're coming up on the time here on the limit.
the
I'm not
10
sure
minutes,
exactly where we're at, but I think that's something that Fire is aware of, and they may just have to start the match before Blood's fully ready, which is unfortunate. It looks like both teams are talking to each other though, which is good. They have some kind of friendly interaction with each other. They're both part of the Seoul Discord server overall, and both teams have played against each other a fair bit in scrims in the off season and before season. And
Yeah, I know that these two teams, they both have a lot of EU, and EU teams tend to kind of stick together, just like US teams tend to kind of stick together, and that they're always scrimming each other and getting the best practice. So I think it's a little refreshing for EU to go up against EU again.
and not have some sort of massive ping difference between teams.
Yeah.
Which is one of the most difficult things with organizing scrimmages between. Yeah.
Dazzle
Pointing at
letting
his
us know.
wrist.
He's on the clock. So I assume that's the 1 minute warning then, since Dazzler seems to be on top of the time.
Yeah,
So that
I
was the
mean,
figure.
that's crazy. It looks like Dazzler's fitting right into Fire. You know, not only new to Fire, but new to Dash League entirely. This is his first game ever, and he is like taking charge. He is
Giving speeches.
confident. Yeah, giving
pointing
speeches.
fingers.
Maybe this is the biggest pickup of the season. You know, grabbing some new talent. I played with Dazzler I think it was last night, maybe 2 days ago. In pubs, and I was very surprised by how much natural talent he had. I mean, that Larson Nuts and whatnot definitely transfers over because, you know, he was doing phenomenally well for someone who had just picked up the game. And you know, you talk to him and he always tell you, no, I'm terrible at Hyperdash. I can't do this. I can't do that. Yet here he is dominating in the actual, you know, league setting.
Hey,
Looks like they
Oh,
dropped
there we
Snook
go.
and picked up Lucas.
There we go. We got a 5v5.
That's nice.
Tesla's like a snitch. All right. Yep.
But yeah, on that,
Let's see.
it seems like a lot of new players, they tend to have a lot of previous, like the top players especially, tend to have a lot of previous VR experience. I know players coming in from Rec Room, Laser Tag, and Paintball, but even, like, look at the Team Iron. They came from previous game, and they've already, that wasn't even gun-based. It's more of like
Yeah.
a sword-based 1v1 type of situation. They're already killing it in the league.
Absolutely. They won both
just
of
a
their
testament.
matches to everyone's surprise. I don't think anyone was really seeing that coming. So,
I
Yeah.
still think about the match.
Yeah.
A couple
Looks
good
like
ones.
We're starting. Gonna start off with Iska's perspective. I expect Iska's gonna be pretty aggressive, at least based on that payload map. And seems like I was right. They're riding that high rail there. Blood has control of B, but Fire still has a member below B. I think that might be Dazzler.
oh, yep, Dazzler
Good
just barely
clear.
peeking over.
Iska's still on B. Backed up by a teammate. Not pushing forward, though. Going back to defend the base. I don't know if I agree with that.
It looks like he changed his mind, though, turned right back around, and then gets the health at bottom B.
Honestly, could we turn the FOV down just a little bit?
Yeah, I was thinking.
This perspective's
the
messing
same
with
thing.
me.
It's a little, just a little
Yeah, I
high.
think like 71 or something
There we
is
go.
good.
Let's go with a 5-kill streak on B already.
Oh, there you go.
Good hold there.
Yeah, Iska. Wow, 5-1. That's
Looks
impressive.
like at the very least, Blood is able to maintain control of B, though it looks like Fire members are able to move past to Fire's button, which is not something you want to see is Fire. It looks like
Ooh.
maybe Fire's having difficulty holding the bottom rail and kind of putting some priority on the top rail. Fire starting to score now, not quite securing
It's
it.
counter.
Blood able to get their base back.
Oh, a lot of rail riding directly on. Wow, look at how high Gadget holds his guns. Oh, good
Yeah,
counter.
I was about to mention that there's a lot of rail riding we're already seeing, and it looks like they haven't really set up a lot of pistol sniping positions here because people are able to do the rail riding.
Yeah.
It seems like each match
Absolutely.
you have to kind of like decide like what's the standard for how much rail riding and how exposed you can be. It's like this is just a very close encounter type of match so far.
Popping around the base, seemingly unhittable at the moment. Just stealing all sorts of dashes, hitting that button, not letting Blood focus outside of B too much. Just about getting taken out as Noble follows up. And seems to try and secure Blood's base. Looks like Blood actually doesn't have their own base. Had Fire's base briefly. Henry,
Oh,
good counter. That
waits
was
for the
almost a good
last
hold by
minute.
Noble too.
Oh, Noble might get this kill.
But he's got to kill one more.
Noble secure.
Good counter by Fire.
Oh,
or
man.
by Blood.
These are the 1v1 skills we were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, there you go.
Really
Wow.
paying it.
Yeah, 3 Fire getting taken out of their base. So now we see Blood finally able to push out again, go back to trying to score and take B, and it looks like Fire's already moving out.
Also looks like currently the top killers for each team are pretty clear. Noble with 12 kills, Iska with 13.
Wow. Yeah.
Both seem to be the really forward players for each team. The rest of the team probably either follows up or supports their movement. Keeping in.
I want to pop in here really quick.
Yeah.
Reading the comments section, here it says there's no game audio. Is there not supposed to be any game audio?
Uh-oh. No game audio.
Yeah.
I mean, we can work on that. For the moment, though, this will be a silent film. At least it's in color, which is good. Whoa, good headshot by Hound. Very nice. They've still got one fire player, two to clear.
Audio?
Another
Is there not supposed to be any
headshot.
game
Hound is
audio?
just holding
They're
their
going
hands
for their
at the
base.
perfect level.
Yeah.
Getting we can work. Another headshot. That is a very important 1v1 skill. You do twice the amount of damage hitting the head as you do the body. If you're able to consistently do that, you're going to win your 1v1s with less shots from your gun. Which will pretty much always mean it's going to... you're going to win a 1v1 much quicker.
Yeah, definitely. Let me know if that should fix the audio issue. I think it's just a little low from previous casts. So...
Blue takes B.
Like Hound. Dashless currently. Just got another dash from that kill. Another headshot maybe?
Oh.
The button.
Oh, Dazzlip!
Got a headshot though. Always with these headshots. Hound. My goodness. Another headshot. Wow, that's a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
And Blood gets their first point.
That was a really good score.
What was that? Like 8 headshots? Every single kill from Blood's base all the way to Fire's base was a headshot in one life.
Audio's fixed.
Awesome.
Perfect.
It should be a
Wow.
pretty good testament to just how well Fire was holding their base. It took them team-wide multiple headshots in order to actually finally get that last point.
Absolutely.
So 5 minutes, almost 5 minutes in for the first point.
Yeah, and for a 25-minute map, you know, every second kind of you want to win as quick as possible because you gain more MMR. You get more points in general if you can score quickly.
We got that caster curse on Iska too. A lot of the times when the camera's on a player, we end up getting some sort of a suicide death.
Ooh, good headshot on Dazzler there. Iska's just been killing it with the headshots.
Yeah, one thing we see with especially domination maps is there's a lot of mechanical skill, a lot of like accuracy that tends to play out into how well you do on these maps, and this was really showing his dominance here. I mean, the same could be said for Noble. They have the exact same KD. I'd love to see their score and see like
Yeah,
maybe who has a higher score as well.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Wow, 24-11 both of them. That's crazy.
Yeah, Iska and Gele seem to be the button pushers for this map. Iska going 24.
Yeah. So Iska has, I mean, almost double the score of Noble, maybe a little bit less than double, and so we can see that he's both killing and pressing buttons, while Noble just seems to be more of a killing power.
And seems to be on the rest of Fire to be able to follow up so that Noble can clear some space and then say Gele, Arthur, or Spsu can follow up, get buttons, secure the button, maybe focus on some sort of distraction. Blood seems to think that there's a member of Fire somewhere in their base, only just now moving out. Wonder what that look was for. Good headshot by Lucas. Blood just seems to be the headshot team at the moment. I don't know how many headshots
nice
we've
kill by
seen
Dazzler.
so far, but alright, Hound moving forward.
Oh, Hound turning around. Yep. No, you don't want to be turning around in Waterway like that. It'll just get you killed. Oh, good scoring. Someone hold that button. Come on.
Good hold.
Oh, he
Just
just barely
missed it.
hold that. Who was that?
That was
Noble?
There we go.
Amazing.
Sue and Noble.
Nearly a full team wipe.
Wow.
Very impressive.
1-to-1 score.
1-1.
It's a testament
We have a
to
game
how-
here, folks.
how even these
Possibly
teams are.
overtime, which would be phenomenal.
Oh man, I love overtime because nobody is ready for it. I
It's too
promise
rare.
these teams probably don't have that, tried out of an overtime.
It's not something that you usually expect. You are used to one team or another getting that third point at some point. Since most teams have different strengths and weaknesses, even if they're even overall. Some teams are better at domination, some are better at payload.
And gets taken by the shotguns of Henry. I love
Fire
seeing
getting
shotguns.
a countdown. It's just Iska. Good counter.
Oh,
Alright, the rest of Blood is now alive. It's going to be hard for Fire to secure their base. Then his
and
base.
Arthur gets taken out.
Good clear there. There's still a member of Fire in Blood's basement, though. Lucas making their way back, trying to get Noble.
Oh, Noble might run away. He does secure the kill, or at least him and his teammate do, and gets the kill on Arthur. I'm honestly surprised that
Fire
he
is getting a
had those
score
kills.
right now, though, and Lucas was stuck in the basement.
Can't do
I'm
anything.
glad Rob was able to follow up.
Oh, takes out Dazzler, but doesn't end up hitting that button. Now we're going to see Noble roll out, probably a little bit faster. Oh, yeah, look at that dedicated dash pass. He knows where he's going. He's taking their dash. He's going up to the top. Oh, look at that speed. He knows exactly where he wants to be and what he's going to do.
Red takes C.
Another
Oh.
drop kill. Very nice. Noble getting a headshot and the dash. Just not letting Blood get that countdown. Since for a little while there, they had Fire's base as well.
Red
Just getting
takes
taken
A.
out.
Yep, so now Blood's, their base is secure. I hope that I see them
And
all
they've got the
rolling
enemy
out.
base. They just lost it as they secured B. That was
Oh.
good timing by Fire.
Yet
Able to
again,
push
so
up
much
now.
rail riding. If either team set up a dedicated sniper, I bet they'd be just a top frag in the entire game.
Or at the very least, it would change the dynamic of how the other teams move. Since at the moment, there's still punishment for rail riding because people can see you and shoot at you. But as long as no one team has like a player dedicated to taking people out on the rails, it's kind of
Red
fair
takes
game.
B. Blue team scores in encountered.
It really is surprising they don't have any dedicated. I haven't seen anyone really using those sniping positions, which is a shame for Waterway, how powerful that can be and how much of a game changer it could be to lock down your base and even B.
Yeah, well, we see Iska cleaning up 2 kills here. You know he has dash. I'd like to see Iska rushing their base with the dash he got from the 2 kills in the button press, but he seems to be waiting for reinforcements, kind of waiting for a group up. I do kind
you
of
need to press
enjoy-
that button.
Oh, yep.
I'm
Didn't press the
wondering-
button.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to give Fire the chance to grab that dash by hitting the button. That could have been part of their strategy. If they weren't about to get Fire's base anyways.
It
looks like Blood's currently being scored on just
Oh!
as Hound. Good kill by Dazzler.
Yeah.
That's gonna get
Full team wipe. Yeah.
Wow,
It's over.
that was a team wipe. Impressive. Look at that. That was a nice little save by Dazzler there too on B. Wow, you can tell we're playing on EU server, 160 ping.
But for them, I assume it's a very, very
Oh
low
yeah,
ping.
it's very good for them.
Dazzler's got a pretty decent fire rate. I haven't been keeping track of how accurate that's
Oh.
been, but
You're right.
they've definitely been doing some finger exercises in between matches. About to
Oh,
push
Arthur here,
out
pistol
with
sniping.
Low health.
Punishes that rail riding. That's what you want to see. And gets taken out by Rob, who is also rail riding.
Looks like Blood hasn't gotten their own base yet,
Oh,
which
classic
is
blunder.
yep.
And Fire gets their base. Fire gets their own base, starts the countdown. I think Blood's going to be able to get A, just barely though.
Oh,
Noble with a very
It's
long range
Blood.
pistol shot.
yeah, clears out their base. Now they're going to be trying to roll out. Oh, shocks.
They're going to be trying to clear the basement. It doesn't look like whoever Henry was going after is still there. Fire is about to score a point. Good counter on B by Lucas.
Oh,
Henry
misses
trying
the
to get the
shocks.
shocks. Oh no! Fire still needs to get B though. Blood has been very good at keeping control of B for a lot of this game.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
They've had some difficulties with keeping their own base and the enemy base, but as long as you have one button, I mean, the other team isn't going to score on you, so that's something. Looks like a big fight about to happen on
Oh,
B.
looks like we see all of Fire rolling out to Blood's base.
One member of Fire's on the bottom rail. I think they're in the basement now. Maybe even 2 members at this point.
Ooh,
Good
Lucas
counter
clearing
on
his
B.
corners.
Blue takes B.
Iska on B, starting to push out now. Alright, getting a little defensive there. Getting taken out. There was a 2v1. That's kind of difficult to watch 2 angles.
Countered.
Uh-oh.
Blood really has solid control of their own base. I think Spoo's just putting pressure on them, but not necessarily expecting to get a score there.
I think I'm noticing why Fire is getting so many of these countdowns, though, is we see all 5 of Blood in their base. I mean, you're never, ever going to get a score if you're turtling in your base like that. Waterway is a game of aggression. It's a game of keeping the other team on their toes. And while I love the double shotgun defense, if all 4 of your teammates are there with you, you're not really doing anything.
Sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
Yeah.
We've heard that phrase before. Waterway's a perfect example of
Blue
that.
takes B.
Henry going for some shotgun sniping kills. Not able to catch up with, I assume, Noble. Yeah.
Oh, yep, gets taken out.
Good health pickup. Not able to get that bottom dash. Able
Gets
to get
the
that
top
top
one.
dash though. They know exactly what that timing is.
Oh, takes out Henry. Oh, I am amazed that Noble is still alive right now. Oh, might
Trying
take
to get the dash. Just barely.
Takes it from Lucas, takes him out.
Still
Noble's
tearing
still
on
things
the-
up in blood space.
The side of Fire, they're struggling to get this last point. I think the issue that they're facing right now is they're trickling in. What they need to do is they need to group up on B, take up a position so that they can really, and then wait for Blood to push out, and then just take them out on the rails, and then they could get that last point. But it looks like right now they're just slowly making their way in, and then they keep losing B.
Yeah, I think they just
Oh.
need to keep someone on B, hold it down, and allow that person to protect those who push
And
forward.
Blood even has Fire's base right now too. Now it's Blood that needs to get B. Looks like they're about to score on B, but Fire gets their base at the last moment.
Oh,
They're just starting to push. Ooh, what a
wow, that was
backdash.
fast. I love how you could almost see the panic in Hound as he was pistol sniping and then heard that blue team was scoring. Oh, gets
Fighting
one
for
kill.
this button.
Nice, we see 2 of Blood going into the enemy base. That's what you want to see. You want to see some kind of team dynamics. Hit that button.
Red countdown.
Well, looks like they're not trying to score. They're just trying to distract the enemy, kind of keep things moving.
Especially when you're
Oh.
solo, that's hard to do. That was
Go
a
hit that
good
button.
kill, though. Hit the button.
Go hit that button!
No, grab B. Nice. That was good timing.
Oh, he's
there's
stuck.
got the counter. Yeah,
Oh, dang.
that's unfortunate.
I wonder if there's any more Blood. Oh, 3 of them just got taken out. You know, that whole time while he's holding their base down, you'd hope to see Blood coming in and helping him out. Because if he's there racking up kills in their spawn, that means that the rest of Blood has a lot less enemies that they have to take out, and they can really roll out.
Is Henry holding? Or no, Henry just got taken out. Never mind. I thought they were just holding Blood's button for a minute. Maybe they were worried that Fire was breaking into their base.
Blue takes A. Red takes A.
Looks like the dynamic for most of this match hasn't been a team holding their own base and B and then pushing forward to the enemy. It's been holding your own base and the enemy's base but not having B, and it just switches back and forth who's in that scenario there.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen this game been going on for 15 minutes now, which, I mean, most Waterway games, to be honest, go like 10, if that. Waterway is generally a very fast game, and we're seeing that these two teams are kind of taking it slow and trying to do it perfectly, and I think it's holding them back.
You need to play a little bit more quick and dirty, and really try and focus on those group ups, like Castle, you've said a few times here. Pushing in, not just to like get a counter or distract an enemy, but as a group to like secure the enemy's point. If you're like Hound,
Also
then
would
you
solve
push by
the
yourself.
B issue both teams are having right now too.
Yeah.
If you push as a group, cover the rails, whereas if you trickle, you always leave an opening. And you could have, as we were seeing right now, both your point and enemy point, but if you leave a rail open, one person can slip through, they could just hold that B button down.
Blood's trying to get a score. Noble was able to counter on B
Blue takes C.
and get their own point back. Now Fire's trying to push out. Yellow Arthur taking a bit of a sniper role for the moment. Looks like all of Fire pretty much is on B.
Blue team scores in 3.
Remember Blood getting taken out. Fire starting to
Oh.
score. Blood gets B
One
back.
second.
And they,
And the enemy's point.
now Fire only has Blood's base and nothing else. But they're
gonna
still
s-
holding it down.
I was gonna say if Blood was able to clear out Fire from red base quick enough, they could have gotten a countdown, but they weren't quite able to do that. Now they have to push forward. Oh, it looks like Fire only has 4 players. That's huge for Blood. They need to capitalize on this moment. if they
Yeah,
can.
now would be the time to score, if any. But it looks like they still can't get their own base. I mean, Fire is just like dedicating people in Blood space and seemingly nowhere else.
It looks like Fire got that 5th player back. It must have been just a quick little crash, not a whole like headset powering down situation, which is good.
I blame Regzac for that one. Perfectly naming. Thank God there have been no crashes as a crash happens.
Blue takes B.
Wait, is that the commenters curse,
Red
the,
takes
the new curse. If the commenter calls
Chat
something out,
curse.
it's doomed to happen.
Yeah.
takes B.
Oh, Iska just standing there.
I think they just got taken out too quick. They hit that button and were instantly blocked.
Man, Gadget holds their gun so weird. It's so funny.
Blue team scores.
Let's go, riding that right rail.
Oh,
Good
good
clear
move.
on the
Nice
button.
shot.
Takes A. Blue team scores.
Trying to secure B,
in
getting
blue.
taken out by Gadget Man.
Oh.
Is this a score? No, not quite. Blood has control of their own base again. This is difficult.
Takes
Yeah.
B.
Blood
I mean-
really needs to get at least one more point. And
Yeah.
hopefully get to that overtime,
So
where the goal is to get control of B and only B. And when you die, you are out in the overtime.
Blue takes
I mean,
B.
all Fire really has to do is just keep playing like this for another 7 minutes, and they win. I mean, they don't even need to really score. Although it is better for their MMR if they do pull off this final score in that time.
Yeah, and I think both teams are acutely aware of that
Blue
fact.
takes B.
That
Stakes are even higher for Blood too, because if they lose this one, they don't get to go to a tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Red takes B.
They really should be pushing out. Henry should probably be moving to B as soon as possible. But you see, he's staying in base. He's holding down the button. But if they don't, yeah, if they don't get this
Thinking about
point,
it.
it really doesn't matter.
Red team.
Oh,
getting a
and
countdown,
there you go.
losing control of B.
Blue takes C.
They just need that fifth man.
Yeah, it's usually when you see people dedicated to defending a base, they're also pistol sniping, so that way they can help those at B and also defend the base at the same time. But when you have shotguns, you can't do that. So shotguns
You're-
are much better for defending the base, but not really for anything else.
When you have shotguns, you're expecting the enemy to be in your base, which is not conducive to getting a countdown. Because if
Exactly.
the enemy's in your base, they can get a countdown.
Countered.
Like was happening just now, is happening right now. Looks like there's
We're
two
live with a
members of Fire
countdown.
Up,
Ooh,
all
Oh.
or two members
this
of
very well
Blood
could be it.
You need to hold that button.
Countered.
And there you
just
go.
able to get the clear.
No one holding
We
it.
got out.
I
Very
think
impressive
Fire
from
might
Blood.
be doing a bit of a rolling offense though. No, it looks like they might be about to lose control of B.
Oh, Hound gets 1 kill, but we see 2 Fire. I mean, Fire's doing a great job of grouping up at B, which I think is something that Blood has been trying to do, but not totally able to pull off this entire time.
Blue takes B.
And just as you say that, it looks like this is a perfect example. Dazzler getting a kill on the rail. 1 or 2 members of Fire pushing into Blood's base.
Oh, Dazzler getting a little disorientated.
Realizing he's on the wrong side of that wall.
Red takes B.
Aww.
And falling. Oh no.
Hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
Had to happen sooner or later.
Well, we see Blood finally in Fire's base, holding it down, and it looks like Fire is none the wiser. It's just all going to B.
I think Rob might have timed that perfectly for some sort of counter, so that
He just-
you aren't able to hear pressing the button.
Oh, gets taken out from the back too. Didn't end up taking their dash. I mean, if you're camping out in their base like that and you know you can't really score, then you should be taking their resources, taking their dash, their health, their everything, and just wasting time until your team can come and back you up.
There we go. This is an example of where the shotguns are very useful, is going into that basement and just absolutely shredding Noble, not giving him a chance to hit you with those pretty accurate pistol shots. Let's go ahead and see the score here. It looks like Noble's at 93 kills right now.
Yo, 94 as you speak. Yeah, Noble's gonna break 100 here if they don't
Yeah.
score.
If this game goes for another 3.5 minutes, absolutely they will.
Blue takes
Can you see what Hound is doing? It looks like he managed to catch up with Iska. He's now top scoring for Blood as well.
Oh, maybe Hound is one of the few Blood people that's pushing out, and as I say that, it's pushing out, taking some space. Oh,
There we go. Yeah.
They're also dashing
Starts
like a
getting-
madman. I mean, look at that. They really
Oh.
intuitively know where their dashes are going. They're not necessarily looking every single time and measuring out the distance. They just
Blue
go,
takes B.
which is good to see.
Red takes B.
It's a sign of a skilled player. Noble making their way to the basement,
B.
as per usual.
Big time dashes.
Takes B.
oh, gets
It's
taken
able
out.
to defend the base. Not quite having the dash there. That's unfortunate.
let's look at Spusu. We haven't seen her in a while. Previously USPS. Oh,
Getting that sideways
wow,
dash.
some good dash
Breaking
dancing.
some ankles.
Should maybe play some basketball.
Red takes B.
Yep, and here we go. Wait, we see it. Noble breaking 100.
Takes B.
Congratulations to Noble and your KD.
Blue takes B. Countered.
100. Always an achievement. Huge achievement. Especially in a match, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But even breaking 100, not even close to top scoring overall in the whole game. I believe that's Iska solidly with the highest score in the entire match.
Yeah. Yeah, probably, right?
Wow,
Wow,
yeah, Hound
yeah.
also.
Yep, so-
Both of them at almost 20,000. So we
This
might
is very
see
interesting.
2 benchmarks in this
Blue
match.
takes A.
Breaking 20,000 and breaking 100.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, impressive, and I guess that shows that, you know, Hound and Iska, they've been pressing buttons, you know, probably their own button a bunch too, but they have been doing the work. But you just kind of want to see the rest of your team join in and following
Well-
up. And
That was almost
Oh,
a
not
perfect
quite.
hold there.
B.
They even made that blood member second guess moving to the button.
Blue team countered.
Good clear by Blood. Blood only has a minute and a half, less than that even, to try and get a score and tie things up, give them a chance to go into overtime.
Countered.
It's looking like that's not going to happen as long as Fire keeps the pressure on. Dazzle taking a defensive position here, making sure Blood can't ride the rail easy peasy. Fire trying to get that last score. This, is,
At this
big
moment,
for
Dazzle should
Fire.
probably push up.
Yeah, I would think at this moment it's make or break. Only
Got to grip
1
up
minute
here. He
left.
needs to go.
You got to do everything you can. I wonder if they're just very worried about Blood pushing
Ooh.
B like they've been doing this whole match.
oh,
Good headshot,
Nice.
just one more.
oh,
Nice.
Three.
Hold it.
It's-
Can we get a third?
Oh.
Oh,
Not quite able
Man.
to get the fourth.
almost a quad. That was crazy. That was I mean, that does not look like a new player to me. That was extremely good.
One.
And Rob can't. Oh, Hound gets it though. Let's look at Hound. Hound just gets taken out. Blood still kind of fighting for their life at their base.
Red takes A.
You know, Gillett.
Oh,
almost.
this-
Ooh.
Score.
so close.
3.
Is this a score?
Countered.
Oh,
No.
that was close.
So many counters.
Very good hold by Spsu though. Didn't let Blood get B. They had to get their own
Red
base
takes
back.
B.
Last push for Blood.
Yeah, 11 seconds. You
seconds.
gotta hit it now.
Got to get B.
Blue takes A.
And oh, come
Blue
on,
takes B.
get your own base and B. 3 seconds. I don't think they can do it. And there you go.
GG.
That's
Battle
it
of
for Fire.
attrition.
Yeah. Wow.
Getting
Well,
that
Excellent
fifth
work by
player in-
everyone.
Getting that 5th player in made a very big difference. That was a hugely close match, entirely opposite from that payload map, which is fairly one-sided.
absolutely. Let's take a look at these scores. Let's get this rolling. Uh-oh. Why is that not showing? Well, here we can see the scores. You know, Hound top fragging over on Blood and Noble over on Fire with, 111 kills. Absolutely
111.
insane.
Also, Hound and Iska breaking 20,000 score. Good for them. Overall, both teams played fairly well. It was at least a very close match. Both teams were evenly matched in terms of strategy and skill, and Fire was just about able to get their offense more in check than Blood was, though. And I think that really won them the day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we saw, you know, a pretty handed win on Launchpad and an extremely close waterway, but Fire's going to be taking the whole match today, so congratulations to Fire and good fight in Blood. So
Good match today.
thank you, Castle and Push, for joining in. You guys got any last words to say?
A great match.
I mean, I'm excited to see what's to come from both of these teams in the future. I know that Blood didn't really have their best shot at the start because they lost that player on payload, so more to come for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, for sure. And it's a great match to watch. Hopefully they can clean up some strats and stuff, but this was very entertaining. So thank you for teams for giving it their all.
Oh.
And for you two for commentating. You guys have been killing it
Looks
so
like
far.
they're doing
you,
control
thank you.
point for fun.
Yeah, just a for fun control point.
Just so everyone's aware, this doesn't count for MMR or anything. The match is already over,
One.
Yep.
whether they do this or not. But
That's-
that
okay.
said, there's still many more cycles before the tournaments for each tier start up. So Blood still has a chance to redeem themselves and climb their ways back up the rosters.
Definitely. I think we have one more match tomorrow. I don't have the calendar pulled up, but then this weekend, this upcoming weekend, we're going to see the rest of the matches of the cycle, which is going to be a lot of them. So this weekend, get ready for a lot of really amazing matches between all tiers. and all levels of teams, and I think it's going to be really exciting. I think we'll be helping cast and commentate some of those as well, with Classic Firehorse killing it as usual over there casting. So I think that's going to conclude today. But thank you everyone for joining.
Make sure you leave a like on the stream here. It really helps out with the algorithm and with the outreach of Dash League. This is a game that all of us love, a league that all of us love, that I'm sure all of us would like to share that love as much as we can.
Definitely.
Leave a like.
Yes, huge. Well,
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, goodbye. I've been Willow.
I've been Nutgollum.
I'm Push.
Castle
There you go.
wanted to say that.